Alright team, let's get warmed up for today. What you'll need for the warm-up is, if we're doing box jumps in our workout, you'll need your box, a plate if you have one just to jump to, and that is it, and a bench if you don't have the box. So go grab those, come back, let's get warmed up. First set, what we're going to do here is we're going to start with 20 plate hops. So just jumping up to the plate and down. If we don't have that plate, we'll just do 20 hops on the start, so on the spot. So let's start with that there now, guys. Nice. After 20, if we're doing box jumps, you will do 7 step-ups on each leg, so 14 alternating step-ups. If we're not doing step-ups or don't have anything we can, let's just go lunges for right now. So 7 on each leg of those lunges or those step-ups. After that, 5 push-ups to downward dog. So whether pushing up from your knees or from that plank position, let's go 5 push-ups. Hold that downward dog for a quick second. After those guys, hit pause, run through 2 more sets of that, and then come back for some mobility work. Mobility, guys, now let's stretch out those hamstrings. Let's go left leg out straight, bending our right leg in by the side, and just reaching for the left leg here down by those toes. Just hold that here. And you can switch legs now, so let's go right leg out straight. Coming to that one now, let's just do a little calf stretch. So finding a spot on the wall, let's send our right leg back. So make sure those right foot, toes are pointing straight, knees locked out, just kind of lean forward in, do that stretch. Just a quick one here. Switch legs, left leg back. Nice. Last stretch, just a chest stretch. So let's find a spot on the wall, arm up, and just turn away, opening up that chest. Bring it down. Last time you're in the other arm. counter to that one. Next part of warm-up, guys, we're going to look at a couple movements that are in our strength portion today. So in this part of warm-up, what we're going to do is 8 seated good mornings. So using your box, a bench, or a chair, all we're going to do here is having a seat. I want you to put your legs wider than your squat stance. So think if you know your sumo deadlift stance, it's roughly that kind of position. So thinking if they're under our hips, we go a little bit wider, and then even a little bit wider from that. Here we're going to think pushing our knees are going to go out towards our toes, so we're not having them cave in. Then notice my knee angle here, I'm not at a 90-degree bend, just that little bit out. So it's not locked out here. And then we just simply do a good morning from here. So we keep our midline nice and engaged, up and straight and tall. And then we're just going to lean forward. So you'll feel that tension in your hamstrings as well as into your groin. So a great little exercise to strengthen up that. So let's go here, just 8 good mornings with no weight at all. After those, we got Cossack squats in our strength portion. So here I want you guys to do 4 a leg to warm up. And what we're going to do is each set we're going to get lower and lower. So here we're just going to start just kind of going that little bend. So essentially it's like a side lunge. So I'm just kind of shifting my weight over, bending these a little bit. By the second set, hey, then we're going to get a little bit lower. Third set, we're aiming to get all the way down as best we can. So let's just start now with alternating. So 8 total. Just kind of shifting over in that little bend in the knee. Biggest thing is actually push those hips back in this one. So we're sticking them back. That'll help that squat out. Nice. And then on your own time, guys, we'll just do a 30-second handstand hold. If we're not comfortable getting upside down, we can just do a pike hold, getting our weight under our shoulders, head through, holding that for 30 seconds. So hit pause, run through a 30-second handstand hold, and then 2 more sets of our 8 good mornings. 8 alternating Cossack squats and a 30-second handstand hold, and then come back for the strength. Strength, guys, as we mentioned, it is the seated good morning and the Cossack squats. So we're going to do 3 sets, 12 seated good mornings. Ideally, we're using a barbell here. Good way to aim for on this one would be, let's say, around 50% of your best squat. So if you've best squat you've ever hit was 100 pounds, you're aiming for a 50-pound good morning here. Now go by feel with this one, but that's kind of like a rough little guide. It's a fairly new exercise for us here at Anchor, so kind of play around with it. But if we're using the barbell's just going to sit on our back, and then we're making sure, especially now that we're adding weight, that our midline is engaged, and then we're just doing our good morning. So really going down to that point that you feel that tension in your hamstrings, and then pushing through your feet to bring yourself back up. So you'll notice you'll feel that tension in your hamstrings and in that inner thigh. So 12 reps with that one. And then we got 10. Oh, by the way, if you're not doing a barbell, you're using a dumbbell, hold the dumbbell just in your front. So same way here. So you can get fairly heavy with those dumbbells. If you're limited with just a lighter one, I'm going to holding each dumbbell up on our shoulders and kind of add the weight there. But best way would be holding it in our front here. And then those Cossack squats, if you find them pretty easy, you can make these like a goblet squat where we're just going to alternate down. So it'll be 10 on each side, so 20 total. So you won't have to get too heavy with this one, but have some fun with that strength portion. So think, guys, rest maybe 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes between your sets. Find weights that are challenging and then hit all 3 of those sets at that weight, or build a little bit there. But I don't want the first set being super easy. So find that weight and then start your 3 sets, and then come back for the workout. Workout today, guys, is 3 AMRAPs, so as many reps as possible in 5 minutes, then it'll be 4 minutes, and then 3 minutes. So the workout is the same for each one, the only thing that's changing is the time. So the first one will be that 5-minute AMRAP. You guys are going to go 5 handstand push-ups, 10 box jumps, 15 wall balls. So once you get to those wall balls, you go back to the handstand push-ups for the whole 5 minutes. After that 5 minutes, you'll rest a minute, and then you're going to do the same thing, but for 4 minutes. You'll restart back at those handstand push-ups, work through as many times as 4 minutes, then rest a minute, and then lastly 3 minutes, working through it as best you can. So a couple options here today, guys. If we can't do handstand push-ups, we can do pike push-ups. So maybe that'll be feet elevated ideally, or feet on the ground, getting our hips over our shoulders, tripod position, pressing it through. Either feet up or on the ground, or we can do regular push-ups from that plank or from the knees. The goal here would be going all 5 unbroken every time. So finding an option that is still challenging, but you can manage 5 reps every time you go and do that. Box jumps, if we don't have a box we can jump to, maybe we have a chair, we can do step-ups, go 10 alternating step-ups, so 5 leg, or we can go 10 tuck jumps, so where we load up and then jump, knees up. So 10 tuck jumps. Wall balls, we've got quite a few options here today. So if you don't have a spot you can actually throw your wall ball to, we can just do wall ball thrusters. So whether it's just pushing the wall ball up or maybe even giving it a little toss. If we don't have a wall ball, but we have plates, you guys can grab whatever weight plate you would normally use for your thrusters, say maybe 10 pounds, and we can do plate thrusters. If we don't have that, we can do dumbbell thrusters, so something fairly light with this one as well. If we don't have a weight, we'll go jumping air squats. So squatting all the way down, jumping up. So that is your guys' options. So set your timers here. So remember 5 minutes for the first one, rest a minute, 4 minutes, and then 3 minutes. So plan is to move unbroken on everything and move fairly quick. You get that rest and the next one's a little bit shorter. So smash that one and then come back and we'll talk about our accessory. Last thing you guys have today is a Tabata. So 8 rounds, only gonna be 4 minutes long, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. You're gonna alternate movements on the 20 seconds. So the first one you guys will do is starting with your V-ups. Lying down, coming up into that V position. If that's too challenging, we can go into a lemon squeeze. After the 20 seconds, you'll rest for 10. Then you're gonna switch to a double leg mountain climber. So this is gonna be from the plank, but now we're gonna bring both knees up and back. So we'll work through that one. So set that timer, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off for 8 rounds, 4 minutes, and then you're all done.